I think I did a good job.
I thought it sucked. I've been meaning to talk to you.
No, that's
I
not the
am
case.
embarrassed to know you. So
I have videos to prove everyone was dancing for a long time. So
I am your girl, Amy Inc. Take it up again. Get rid of that. All right. I'm back. It's Amy. I am here with my first guest. I have Paris, aka Ashwagandha, DJ Ashwagandha. How do you introduce yourself actually?
I just go by Paris, honestly.
Mostly
Yeah,
Paris. Okay, because that's funny because most people that I know are like, who's Paris? I only know Ashwagandha. I'm like, that's
that's
a
funny.
funny sentence. Yeah. So Paris is my art night partner, basically. I kind of have been doing the visual stuff forever, and then Paris came in and saved the day, quite honestly, with helping out with music and stuff. And we met through because you do your own events of of kind of like what I was doing with like live art and art night, that whole thing, but you were doing it with music, right?
Yeah.
So explain, I guess, that to me, what that was like, what that looks like.
So I remember meeting you for the first time. It was on at a venue on Camelback.
Brenda's Inferno.
Yeah, that spot. Uh,
It's not there anymore. So there's that.
One of the friends, Brown Martinez, that I had barely known, he was there. I think he posted about it, and I had lived around the corner, so I was like, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna check it out. And then yeah, that's when I met you, and I think I had told you like I'd love to be a part of whatever this is going on because you were doing pop-ups at the time. And yeah, I remember that's how we met,
Yeah,
and then it just kind of got better from there.
it did. And yeah, we met there and you introduced yourself and I was like, okay, cool. And then it took me a while, but I started seeing your stuff more and more. And I made it out here to the Wayward and you were doing a most intimate jam session, which he does these most intimate jam sessions. And yeah, describe how that took off and what that looks like for everybody.
Well, every event has its own, um, I guess, intimacy to it. We can do the park. We can do places like this.
You started at the park, right?
We did start at the
Started
park.
at the park. You're like, we're just gonna meet here and jam together.
Yeah, yeah. And
So
then
cool.
decided to expand that, which is kind of cool that, I found you because at the park we would have people come out and like live paint and stuff, bring instruments. I would play music. We would talk, have conversations. Um, so yeah, that's a little bit about that. Started at Margaret T. Hans Park, and we were going for a really long time. The weather just kind of threw us off a little bit, and then they threw the sprinklers on us,
What?
which was kind of
That's
no fun.
fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. Right? Is it or no?
When you got a bunch of instruments and
Yeah,
stuff,
and
no,
gear
it's
and
not.
stuff. Yeah, that's true. All right. That's like me saying, I want to paint in the rain. Like it always happens and I jinx myself and then I regret it. So, anyways, that's what that is. Okay, so then you moved into kind of doing it in like venue spaces. Like, is she licking you?
Yeah, yeah, it's cool.
We're just gonna pretend that's not happening right now. Anyways. Okay, so back to all right, so I saw you here and you had this the most intimate jam session here. So you were at the park, you were doing them there, you came here, did one at the Wayward. Oh, it was the pajama jam
Yeah,
one.
that was
It was
crazy.
like yeah,
That
it
was
was
for my
so fun.
birthday.
Yes, oh, it was? I didn't even know that part.
Yeah.
You invited me and I was like looking so forward to it and I ended up being out of town, like camping or something. And I remember we came back that night. We are like, let's pop into the Wayward. And I was like, oh my God, it's this night. And it was the night of your event. And there was just so many people here and so many good, just I hate the term because we overuse it, I feel like, but so many good vibes. There really was. And I remember being like, I texted you that night and I was like, I want to work together. Like, let's do a thing. Yeah. And so it was kind of, see, she knows.
She's in love with me.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind.
hmm
What have we been up to? We've done a lot.
Um, I'm constantly staying busy.
Oh yeah.
Um, First Fridays, that's like been my thing. It's been every month, which is great because I'm meeting so many different people. It's allowing me to expose myself, but also like help other people grow too. You know, bringing in musicians when I can. I mean, we're backed up right now for a while, so that's a good thing. You know, people really want to be on stage. People want to perform. People want to expand themselves as musicians. There's a lot of creators out here, um, and I'm happy to kind of be a part of the creativeness and helping people grow at the same time.
For sure, that's such a crucial role I feel like that you take on. Also, for those of you that don't know, Phoenix First Friday is a madhouse. It's just art of all sorts and just a lot of it's a big like multi-block party every single month. And so Paris is responsible for the Roosevelt Row headquarters basically, which is the center of it all. Like that's where it all starts. So that's pretty impressive. That's pretty dope. And how many people like I've seen videos and it's funny because you always have First Fridays going on when I have something going on for First Fridays too. So I like can never ever get there, but I see all the video and it looks insane. Is it actually like that? Like, is it? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, no matter who's performing, like there's just people to support. That's the cool thing about First Fridays is that there's so many different people that have so many different interests. So you can be a rock band and you're
right.
gonna attract those people that like that music. You can be a Spanish band, you're gonna attract those type of people that love Spanish music. You can be a rap artist and they're gonna come to you. So they're gonna find you because that's how it's like it's
Catered to the public,
catered
kind of,
to
yeah.
I mean, there's just so much people going on, and the cooler we get, the more people come out.
The driving is gonna be
That
so much.
that's the sucky part.
No, I love it. It's so great. Come on. So sweet when old ladies just don't
Nah.
know what's going on. I love it. One time, let's see, must have been, it was like the Grand, no, it wasn't. It was not the Grand Avenue Festival. It was several years ago, but there was this really sweet, and I say that lovingly. I honestly, like, snowbirds, like, I get it. Like, I would be doing the same damn thing. But goals. But they were like walking around on Roosevelt and they were like, "Excuse me, do you happen to know where any cool like street art is?" And I was like, "Let me break this down for you." And I guarantee they had the best time ever. They had the best vacation ever. I'm like, I'm so glad you asked, actually. I probably sent them to like the stupidest stuff too. Now that I look back on it and I'm like, because it was like 5 years ago. I like know exactly where to go now, but oh, what I could have been in life. Thank you for laughing. Thank you. Landed. Joke landed. So, what are some things that you've been up to recently? By the way, I know you just got back to town because you were way overseas.
So I spent some time in Europe. That was great. It was about 2.5 weeks, and I mean, I had the greatest experience of my life. It was all music related. And I came back so inspired. But when I came back, I was in the middle of buying a house, so that whole process has been very stressful. So I really haven't been able to use all of this inspiration that's been built in
Mm,
me to create and want to like do everything that I want to do because I've been so focused on the house.
that's awesome, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
thank you.
congrats.
Um, but yeah, as soon as I came back, I think I had an event. I can't even remember what it was. I had something planned. Oh, it was the art show that I did at Roosevelt Row. So I had to do all of that. And that was a very like stressful thing for me because I was doing it all by myself. Of course, with like all the artists, but a lot of the planning was done by me. And then that was, I think, the last event that I had, and I've just kind of been low key trying to figure all these things out with the house.
Strategic.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And then your wedding, I just did. That was great. I think I did a good job.
I thought it sucked. I've been meaning to talk to you.
No, that's
I
not the
am
case.
embarrassed to know you. So
I have videos to prove everyone was dancing for a long time. So yeah, she's full of shit.
I'm just remembering things like that my mother did, and
Oh yeah, that was crazy, but horrible to witness. Her mom was literally on her knees, on her back, with her hands up, acting like she was 12. It was
Like,
crazy to
not
see.
only that, but I went in for my last like change of clothes or whatever, and I hear like a lot of commotion out front, like a lot of laughter and dancing and hoot and holler and whatever. And I get out, and like five people run up to me, and they're like, "Your mom laid on the ground like this. Her friends picked up her feet
And
and her
started swinging
hands
her.
and swung her." That's
You
my
don't see a lot
mom.
of 50-plus-year-old people
She's
doing that,
60 plus, dude.
60 plus doing that. So as a DJ, I was just like, what? I
As
didn't
a
know if she
DJ.
fell or if she willingly did that. It was so.
It was totally wild. All right, let me ask you this. Of all the people you know, whose mother do you think that was?
At first, I didn't know whose it was.
And then you thought about it.
At the end, yeah, I found out. I was like, oh
It's,
shit, it makes sense.
I bit, yeah, right? It does. I bitch about it. I'm like, she's just so much. She's just too damn much. And then I'm like, I take it back. It's okay though.
It's a good
We
thing.
like
It's a
it.
good
Yeah.
thing. It's a good
So
thing. Yeah.
interesting. That's interesting to hear your perspective of things, like as a DJ. What? Okay, do you have another story like that? Like not necessarily with me or anything, but what's some freaky deaky shit you've seen as a DJ? Like you put on Get Low, for example. I don't know. And some lady, I mean, all I can
Um,
think is my wedding. So like that song actually did come on. So I'm like, oh God, I hope there are worse.
no, honestly, there's not. There's not.
I'm so proud. Oh hey.
There's not worse than that. Um, yeah,
There's not worse
no,
than that.
no.
All right, you know what? At least I can say that I was the best at something. The best at being
Credit
the
to your
worst.
mom.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm gonna pretend that didn't happen. So moving forward, let's talk about the Wayward event because that was really cool
Okay.
because it was a surprise party too. So it was for Squid,
Hmm.
and she's your boo, and Paris is so like this. What a charmer! First of all, you're so. Congratulations. That was so cool. She's here, by the way, obviously. So yeah, it was a surprise party. It was her birthday, and she walked in. We were like having this jam session, and she walked in, and everybody was like singing happy birthday. Like, I can't imagine the feelings, and we'll get to that because she's next. So we're gonna talk to her next. But how was that for you? Like nerve-wracking? Were you like nervous about it to plan it all, or like, yeah, all of it?
No, I wasn't nervous. I'm never really nervous when I'm performing. But in that sense, no, because like, yeah, I mean, everyone that I had come, I have like a connection with them musically, so it was kind of easy to put together. And they're all able to like respond well to like performing live. So a lot of it was just coming up with random stuff to jam. So I trusted these individuals to do that. For her more so, I was just like happy to do something like that for her. She didn't know what to expect. She thought she did, but
Good,
was very
good.
surprised.
She was like thrown off a little bit.
Yeah, she was very surprised, which I really like. People coming together like that to celebrate someone, I think is very nice because, we miss that, or at least I do. I don't really have those opportunities or hadn't in a while, so I like to do that for other people. And that's very important to me is to like celebrate other people, even if I can't provide myself, at least just celebrate somehow. I think
Yeah,
that was a good celebration to have.
for sure.
And I have to give a shout out to the Wayward too, because like they're trusting me to facilitate this. And I'm hoping, not knowing how they view this, but at least hoping that they can be like, yeah, we really trust this guy to bring in some people to give us a good service and keep us open. I
Right.
mean, that's the goal.
Yeah, you do a damn good job at that too. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Um, who was involved in the most intimate jam session art night? I don't even, what did we even call that? I think it was a long-winded one, but
For the birthday,
yes.
so we have Matt on the sax, which we've built a good relationship. He's built a good relationship with Squid. They share the same ethnicity, so I think that has something to do with it. We had Sterling on the bass, incredible bass player. My first time actually seeing him play, and he just vibed so well with the group that had already kind of played together. We had Mario on the keys, phenomenal key player. I mean, one of the best in my opinion. We had Nick on the drums, just phenomenal drum player. And then we had Ray Fresco on the mic, kind of emceeing for us, giving us some freestyles, some raps. I don't think we had anyone else, um, but yeah, they just killed it. Very talented people.
You bring them
Shout them
around a
out.
lot too.
I
Yeah,
do,
you
yeah,
Matt and Mario have both been at Art Night a handful of times.
yeah.
And I actually knew Sterling randomly, like I met him randomly. So when you had him, I was like, no way. I didn't even know he was a musician. So
And I met Sterling at one of my open mics that I had. He just popped in, and I just so happened to be walking by, and I introduced myself, and we exchanged information. And ever since then, we've just like I'll attempt to support what he's got going on, but he's been more of a supporter toward me. I don't think he does a lot of events, but he's definitely a musician and he's doing his own thing. So shout
yeah,
out to him.
cool. Wants to be involved and all that good stuff.
Yeah,
And going back to what we were talking about earlier, giving that platform to people that want it, that are hungry for it, that need it, deserve it. Deserve it. That's the word.
yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome. And I can't wait to see what we come up with next time. We got some cool things cooking up in the works. We had a nice little break because we're doing the Walter, the main events, the main art night events are like every 3 months or so. So we got a nice little hibernation period. And by that I mean like, I don't know, hibernating, but like you're actually working. Hibernate a worker nation.
Can we talk about how we got into Walter Studios?
Yeah,
That's so
sure.
important.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay. Okay, so we started working with Walter. We did the first one at Bud's Glass Joint on Roosevelt Row. Shout out to Bud's. Then from there, we moved to the Roosevelt Row Welcome Center, the headquarters kind of Roosevelt, where he does his First Friday thing, which was awesome. And we want to go further I mean, from your perspective, you're looking at that Studio A at Walter. I know. So Walter has this amazing sound system, this place where people come from, I think, all over the world,
Yeah,
yeah, to perform. So that's what Paris has his eyes on. Now we're shooting for the stars,
pretty much.
pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
First event was a success. Our second event was a success. The third one I wasn't here for, but I'm sure it was a success. The fourth one is going to be a massive success because I plan to bring the best performers in Phoenix.
The best performers
Best
in Phoenix.
Yep. I can appreciate that I can bring those kind of people out to perform with me. Like that's really cool. You don't get to witness that kind of stuff a lot. Um, Again, just coming to like those people trusting you to bring a great atmosphere and knowing that you can do something.
Do something great, but don't fuck this up. So, on that note, thank you so much for coming. Love ya. It's always great having you. Where can the people find you?
I'm not really much of a promoter of the IG, but if you know how to spell ashwagandha, just look for it.
Ashwagandha
Yeah.
on Instagram. So, check him out. He's amazing. So, yes, thanks again for coming. And we will be right back with Squid. We're talking to Squid next. So,
Sweet.
chowder.